Welcome to Guardians of the Peaks, the Gilgit Baltistan. Nestled in the confluence of three awe-inspiring mountain ranges, the Himalaya, Karakoram and Hindu Kush, this region boasts a landscape unlike any other. Here, amidst towering peaks and sprawling glaciers, lie valleys brimming with cultural richness and ecological diversity. Join us on a journey through this magnificent land, where every corner reveals a new facet of adventure, heritage, and natural wonder. This region is not just a meeting point for mountains, it's a cradle of fragile ecosystems, sustaining life with snow, glacial melt, and spring waters. The climate is arid as monsoon systems break against the southern slopes of the Himalayas, about 150 kilometers south of Gilgit, and average rainfall ranges from 120 to 240 millimeters. The towering peaks of the Himalayas, Karakoram and Hindu Kush, are vital water towers, nurturing around 230 million people in Pakistan with their vast ice masses, the third pole. The biodiversity of Gilgit Baltistan includes more than 350 species of birds, 54 mammals, 20 freshwater fish species, 23 reptiles, 6 amphibians, and more than 1,000 vascular plants, out of which more than 500 species have medicinal and aromatic value. Currently, there are around 70 protected areas, including 7 national parks, 5 game reserves, 2 wildlife sanctuaries, and 60 community conservation areas, covering more than 45% of Gilgit Baltistan's total land area. Amidst these protected areas reside some of the world's most elusive and magnificent creatures: the snow leopard, brown bear, and Tibetan grey wolf. The mountains also host economically beneficial ungulates, such as markhor, the national animal of Pakistan, Marco Polo sheep, blue sheep, and Himalayan ibex.
IUCN is one of the institutions that has been always generously supporting the Forest and Wildlife Department, Gilgit Baltistan, may it be the trophy hunting program, which was introduced in Gilgit Baltistan back in 1990s. Since then, it has been a very successful model and that is appreciated throughout the country.
Recognizing the delicate balance between biodiversity and local economies in Gilgit Baltistan, IUCN Pakistan developed the Northern Areas Strategy for Sustainable Development and the Northern Areas Conservation Strategy in early 2000. Both of these publications are being used as guiding documents of the environmental domain of this region. A sustainable trophy harvesting program led by local communities was introduced in the early 90s with the support of IUCN Pakistan, with the objective of species conservation, especially key threatened species. About 80% of the share from this program goes directly to the local communities, and the remaining 20% share goes to the Forest, Parks and Wildlife Department for regulatory purposes. Local communities use their share towards communal initiatives for their betterment as well as species conservation.
They really managed to establish community control hunting areas, and they introduced the concept of trophy hunting program with the support of government of Gilgit Baltistan in late 1980s. And now, alhamdulillah, in Gilgit Baltistan we have enabled to create and notify 62 community-based conservation areas, community-managed conservation areas. And this year, we are expecting a total revenue of 450 million Pakistani rupees, which is for 45 crores, and 80% of this revenue is going to be disbursed among the communities. And IUCN has also helped us in establishing protected areas, in developing management plans of protected areas, wildlife corridors in our areas, and the Gilgit Baltistan Trophy Hunting Guidelines 2019.
This program not only strengthens the socio-economic system of the mountain communities, but has also proven to benefit the survival of wildlife and habitats. The population of Markhor increased from a mere 275 in 1993 to an estimated 2,000 plus by 2023. As a result of this increase, IUCN downlisted the animal to near threatened in 2015, while it was listed as an endangered species from 1998 till 2014. Similarly, the population of blue sheep and ibex has also been reported to have significantly increased after the inception of community-based trophy hunting program. IUCN played a pivotal role in fostering community-based conservation programs, significantly increasing the populations of trophy animals like blue sheep, Himalayan ibex, and flare-horned markhor. However, amidst the invaluable attractions and successes, many modern-day challenges like climate change, unsustainable development, mushrooming in the tourism sector, and lack of technical and financial resources persist, impacting the biodiversity, conservation, and livelihoods of the mountain people of Gilgit Baltistan. The decline in populations of the non-trophy animals like Ladakh oriole and musk deer, and excessive harvesting of medicinal and aromatic plants highlights the pressing need for sustainable solutions that balance economic interests with conservation priorities. Therefore, with the support of the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation, AICS, the government of Italy, IUCN Pakistan has been spearheading a multifaceted project named the Global Assessment of State of Nature and Biodiversity Safeguarding Actions in Northern Pakistan to address a few of the existing issues and gaps hindering safeguarding biodiversity and livelihoods in Gilgit Baltistan since 2019.
The Italian Agency for Development Cooperation is active in Pakistan since the 18th, and in the strategy applied to support the Pakistani government in its development strategy, the preservation and safeguarding of natural resources is one of the main priorities. In this framework, we are happy to welcome the final phase of the program implemented by IUCN to safeguarding the wild animal and the natural resources in the northern region of Pakistan. It is for us an important project. It foreseen the study and assessment of the wild life in the northern regions, but also is focusing on the strengthening the livelihood of the community living in those very important and priority areas. Partnership is based on sharing resources, and in this case the heritage in Pakistan is of great importance. So for us it is an honor to be able to contribute in the preservation of this important capital.
IUCN is proud to have partnership with local communities, government of Gilgit Baltistan, and particularly with Italian Agency for Development Cooperation. It's a unique partnership. Significant achievements have been made under this partnership of biodiversity safeguarding. Biodiversity challenges that are being faced in northern parts of Pakistan. Through this initiative, there have been very successful achievements made with partnership with the local communities on biodiversity conservation, safeguarding, especially on nature tourism and biodiversity corridors. This protected areas regime that has been established have resulted in revenue generations.
The project comprises 5 key components, addressing everything from strategic environmental and social assessments, status of key biodiversity species, protected areas to climate-smart livelihood options, and youth engagement. In the pursuit of sustainable progress, comprehensive assessments were conducted on road and hydropower projects, including those under the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC. These detailed SESA reports are poised to shape the future development plans of Gilgit Baltistan. The policy and governance support component saw the development of guidelines for streamlining the trophy hunting program, updates to the Wildlife Preservation Act, and the formulation of the first ever Forest and Wildlife Policy of GB.
If such kind of organizations contribute in funding and economically supporting the families and especially the women to build cafeterias and huts for tourists in these sightseeing areas and placing different equipments to watch the wild animals, then that will, I think, it's going to contribute a lot in the financial boosting or economical boosting of and the changing of livelihood of these areas and especially the women.
The collaborative efforts with Karakoram International University bore fruit, generating comprehensive ecological reports on flora, fauna, and ecosystems, with the active engagement of students and faculty as experts. Venturing into the heart of newly notified protected areas, biodiversity studies unfolded, unraveling the secrets of birds, herpetofauna, medicinal plants, cold water fisheries, and the ecotourism prospects of Nangar Parbat, Himalaya, and Khunjerab National Parks. These reports serve as guiding documents for the Gilgit Baltistan Forests, Parks and Wildlife Department in devising conservation programs. Empowering over 200 individuals with advanced wildlife monitoring techniques, the project reached government officials, community activists, and researchers, fostering a community committed to conservation. High officials were oriented on the IUCN Green List of Protected and Conserved Areas and IUCN Red List of Species, ensuring the protection of conserved areas. Khunjerab National Park has been the first selection for the IUCN green listing process.
मेरा चूँकि ताल्लुक टीचिंग से भी है तो मैं समझती हूँ कंजर्वेशन का जो है ना एक अच्छा इम्पैक्ट उस वक्त पड़ सकता है जब हम अपनी आने वाली जनरेशन को इससे आगाह करें.
Jointly with local communities, action plans for ecotourism promotion were crafted for 8 valleys along the Karakoram Highway.
Biodiversity corridors have been established in 4 locations in the Khunjerab National Park area by the Khunjerab Villages Organization and the Forest Parks and Wildlife Department for the protection and safeguarding of the biodiversity in that area. So the biodiversity crossing the Khunjerab National River.
Locals were trained to promote off-season tourism, embracing the beauty of winter in these picturesque landscapes. Piloting climate-resilient livelihood options, the project initiated sustainable tourism pilots in Minapin and Ghulkin Valleys. Restoration efforts are transforming old settlements, and rock climbing facilities are empowering local youth, showcasing their skills and resilience.
Keeping in view the historical background and the pillars which depicts the artisanship and the craft on the wood tells much about the background, the skill of those people who have carved, who have designed this house, that the history of this house goes back to 800 or to 900 years old.
हमारे जो ओल्ड हाउस बन गया है, इसमें हमारे जो प्रोडक्ट सेल आउट होंगे, इसका बेनिफिट ये होगा कि हमारे जो ख़वातीन इनकी इनकम जनरेट होगी और साथ साथ में हमारे जो फ्यूचर जनरेशन है, इनकी जो लाइफ स्टैंडर्ड है वो बेहतर होगी.
Additionally, IUCN, in collaboration with the Khunjerab Villagers Organisation and Khunjerab National Park Administration, constructed 4 multi-purpose biodiversity corridors along the Khunjerab River, safeguarding wildlife dispersal routes and preventing incidents of injuries or fatalities during river crossings.
ये जो 7 गांव केवियो के हैं, ये अपने तकरीबन 4,500 के करीब माल मवेशी इस खुंजराब नेशनल पार्क में लाते हैं. गर्मियों में हर हफ्ते 10 दिन में जो है कहीं ना कहीं एक टीम जो है वो यहाँ से गुजराब से शुरू करके चफचिंगोल को क्रॉस करके यहाँ खुंजराब नेशनल पार्क आते हैं और कभी यहाँ से अपना ट्रैक शुरू करके वहाँ चले जाते हैं. हमें उम्मीद है कि इस तरह की पुलों की वजह से उनके भी गुजरने में आसानियाँ होंगी.
With a commitment to environmental sustainability, awareness sessions engaged over 15,000 local youth, with more than half being females. Postgraduate research students were exposed to the marvels of Gilgit Baltistan, becoming stewards of biodiversity and climate change data. As the sun sets over Gilgit Baltistan, the achievements of strategic assessments, ecological reports, and sustainable initiatives stand as a testament to a harmonious coexistence between progress and preservation.
We are always grateful to the IUCN Pakistan and to the Italian government that they are supporting us in this very critical and cutting-edge area.
This is not just a journey, it's a promise to safeguard the beauty of Gilgit Baltistan for generations to come. With financial assistance from the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation, these initiatives have laid the foundation for a sustainable future in Gilgit Baltistan.
हमारे लिए इनिशिएटिव वो लेकर आए. वाटर मिल्स का ट्रेडिशन था हमारा कि हम वाटर मिल्स का ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल करते थे, तो उस ट्रेडिशन को उन्होंने बहाल किया और वो इको टूरिज़म को प्रमोट कर रहे हैं.
The continuity of these initiatives jointly with local communities will help ensure the safeguarding of biodiversity and local livelihoods.
IUCN has also been honored to have these partnerships that has resulted in halting biodiversity loss, that has resulted in promoting nature tourism, that has resulted in putting together these partnerships for generating those revenues that are significantly helping local communities. Future lies in partnerships. Our proud partnership with Italian government of Pakistan has made us able to make these achievements that require now replication, upscaling. I am sincerely thankful for the desire of the government of Gilgit Baltistan, particularly Forest Department, Tourism Department, Planning and Development Department, and all those relevant institutions, IUCN members, their partners, who have been very instrumental in making these achievements.
IUCN has played a great role so far in the biodiversity, in the ecotourism, and they've been a very great partner who is always very much actively participated in different of our very major and important on subjects. The Italian government has been very much thoughtful of them, that they are thinking about the Pakistan's biodiversity and the ecosystem in which we can work together. And I would believe that with these sort of efforts, we can learn from each other's best practices. Not only with the best practices, in fact, we can come along, work along, because it's now we all are the part of the one globe.
The Italian cooperation gives priority to the safeguarding of cultural and natural heritage in Pakistan, along with the promotion of sustainable tourism and ecotourism, in particular in the northern area of the country. The success of IUCN's project on the global assessment of the state of nature and biodiversity safeguarding actions in the northern areas of Gilgit Baltistan owes much to the accountability demonstrated by implementing partners, in particular communities, associations, and organizations. Equally commendable is the strong ownership of the project's initiatives by the local authorities, whose active involvement and commitment have been instrumental in driving sustainable development in the region. Their support has not only facilitated smooth project execution, but also fostered a sense of community responsibility, ensuring that the benefits of the project are both far-reaching and enduring. Moreover, the formulation of state-level policies on conservation of nature and safeguarding biodiversity have been crucial for preserving the unique ecosystems and species that contribute to environmental health and resilience. These policies ensure sustainable management of natural resources, protecting them for future generations and maintaining ecological balance. The successful integration of biodiversity conservation and project implementation in Gilgit Baltistan highlights the vital connection between ecological preservation and community-driven development. Collaborative efforts ensure the protection of Pakistan's unique ecosystems while fostering sustainable development and resilience within local communities.
As IUCN Pakistan, in collaboration with the government of Gilgit Baltistan, the Ministry of Climate Change and Environmental Coordination, the government of Italy, and the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation continues to scale up and scale out these efforts. The Conservation Odyssey will persist, ensuring the legacy of this unique biogeographic wonder endures for generations to come.